Hello and welcome to everyone. Julien Leblanc, French MMA fighter, French Canadian MMA fighter, is my guest again. So, Julien, thank you so much for being my guest again. So, the first question with UFC back on its feet, how did the mood change among the fighters? Are fighters more happy now? Are they excited? Are they feeling better? What do you think? What will happen right now? Because that's currently the only promotion that works, including Charles Zonen's submission grappling promotion.
Yes, like for sure, it's not easy right now with everything canceled and the gym closed. But I think that the UFC getting back, doing a show last Saturday and yesterday, it was very, very good for us. I'm just here at the gym. You can see I just finished a good training. So yes, we are back here training, and we have small groups, because we need to be careful. But we started back training, and when anything is going to be back on track for the fights, even if it's Muay Thai, MMA, grappling, anything, me and my team will be ready. And I think a lot of fighters are happy right now that the UFC got back. And I hope that everything can come back to normal really soon.
So what are they giving now in Quebec? Only small groups can train, or did they ease up the measures, or how is the current
Yeah,
situation?
actually, right now we're not supposed to train, but like if you train alone or if you keep the 2 meters distance, so 2 meters distanciation between everyone, you can train. So you can do solo trainings, but the gyms are still closed. But if you have if you own a gym, you can go train alone or whatever. But you still have to keep the 2 meters. But here in Quebec, right now with the COVID, we are getting back. Everyone is getting back to work slowly. So I think by maybe June or July, we can maybe train back to normal. I hope, but maybe it's too soon. I don't know, but we still have to keep 2 meters. So it's hard.
In my state is the same situation, but we are right now staying away from sports and so on, but it's kind of kicking off soon. And
Yeah.
but also I wanted to ask you some hockey questions about the current
Yes.
situation in NHL. Because of
Yes.
there are a lot of enforcers who will probably lose their jobs right now because of this rule change. And as your,
Yes.
I assume you are the fan of old Canadian school of fighting, brawling, very harsh play, and so on. So, what do you think? What will happen because of these changes in the world of NHL? And will it look like field hockey, if you know what I mean? Will
Yeah.
ice hockey turn into
Yeah.
field hockey?
Yeah. Okay. So it's a good thing that we do the interview today because this morning I went at my friend Jean-Gabriel Pajot. He plays for the New York Islanders, and so I've did a workout with him this morning. So he's still waiting for news. He didn't have any news. The NHL is saying to the player that they
Do you read me?
want to finish. They don't want to cancel the season, so they want to start it back maybe in June. But it's going to be hard because the players didn't play hockey for 3 months now. It's been 2 months, but in a month it's going to be 3 months. So if the hockey camps are not opening soon, the players are not going to be ready to go right away in playoffs for the Stanley Cups because it's really hard hockey. It's harder when you play for the playoffs that you get. You if you lose, you're eliminated. So it's really a hard hockey than in the season. So I think the players got to start back training soon if they are about to start the season again. But the other thing is that I'm going to explain. If they start the season again, let's say in June, okay, then the Stanley Cup will be win in September. But usually the Stanley Cup is win in June. And the hockey players, they have like all the summer to take off, go with their families, rest, and then they train in September and they go back hockey in October. You follow me?
Yes.
So now, if they finish it in September, they're gonna have October and November off, and then they're gonna start back in December. So now every year the players will they don't have summer anymore because every year they will have to play in the summer because now the season will not be from October to June. It will be from December to September. You follow me? So
Yes.
every hockey player are like, well, I don't want to lose my summer. They have like summer house. They go vacation with their family, you know, because here in Canada it's really cold in the winter. So I think that the hockey players will not accept that if they want to. Maybe for 1 year it's okay because of the COVID, but every year to change it, I don't think they're gonna want. And the other thing, like you said, for the enforcers and everything, now every guy that didn't have a contract for the first July, because every like a lot of contract of the hockey players, they finish July 1st and then they get re-signed with their team or another team, you know. But now the players that are getting signed July 1st, they didn't play for 3 months, so their value dropped down, you know, because now it's like, how do you want to say that he has a good value if he didn't play for 3 months? So now a lot of guys will make less money or will not get signed like they should be signed, you know. So I think a lot, like you said, of enforcers and guys that were there to help the team, but were not like the good guys. I think they will find themselves maybe no work next year or something like that. Yes, for sure. So it's bad for this.
So definitely fighting in hockey is dropping and prices are dropping, and definitely the situation is getting worse and worse. So will it affect, according to your thoughts, hockey popularity among fans, and will fans be frustrated? You know, crowd,
Oh,
people who follow it.
oh yes, for sure, because the crowd, like, it's gonna be 1 year at least before they get a vaccine for the COVID. There won't be no crowd in any sports, I think. So, like, for sure, it's gonna affect a lot because the owners of the team, they want to make money. You know, let's say, like I was saying, for the playoffs, when you win the Stanley Cup, if you want to buy a beer when you go see the playoffs, a beer at the arena, it's $20 US. One beer, $20. It's crazy because, like, and the tickets to see the game, the price go up because everyone wants to see. But now it's gonna be all on TV, so they're not gonna make money on the food, on the beer. They're not gonna make money on the jerseys, you know, on nothing like that. So the hockey teams will lose a lot of money. That's for sure. That's for sure.
That's a very, very terrible situation right now. Very, very terrible situation. Do you have a favorite hockey enforcer?
On the what? Sorry.
Do you have a favorite hockey enforcer? Favorite hockey, you know, favorite hockey fighter? Do you have one?
Oh yes, I have. So unfortunately he passed away, but his name was Bob Bissonnette. He was a guy from Quebec, from my place, a French Canadian, and he was a very good fighter. And then he became a singer, like a French song, but very good, and you know, party beer song. But he was so good on the ice, and he was very a nice guy. And he played in my hometown a lot of years. And every time I was going, I wanted to cheer him and watch him fight. And do you know the film Rocky? Rocky, so the boxer. So
Yes.
every time he was fighting, they were playing the song. Tan, 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 tan. So it was just like, I want me after, when I was playing hockey, I wanted to fight all the time, you know, because of him. So Bob Bissonnette is a rest in peace, but he was my favorite for sure.
That was actually my next question, you know, because three hockey players committed suicide in 20, I believe it was in 2011. It was Wade
Yeah,
Belloc and two more guys. Do you think that hockey changed the rules and prohibited many fights because of that?
yeah, for sure. Because the guys, they were fighting. You know, they don't have gloves, nothing. Before, like, let's see, 10 years, they could fight 3 times in one night. It's a lot, and a lot of guys, they were only paid to go and fight. Like, their job was to fight. They could not even play. It was just go and fight, because you know, like, now the game is more of speed, you know, and like technique and like nice goals, and there's shorter players, faster players. The game has evolved a lot, but back in the days, it was big guys. It was a lot of fight. It was physical hockey, you know. So that's why they needed those guys. But for sure, it was really bad because after the contract is done, those guys are left alone. Then they go into alcohol, they go into the drugs, they have a lot of mental issues because they hit too much punches. So the guys don't have the resource they need after, and that's why I think that there was a lot of suicide on that point. So it's really unfortunate. It's the same thing for fighting. No, the guys that they fight for a long time, they get knocked out 10 times, and then they don't even remember their name. It's not good for your mental health, that's for sure. So you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful.
So how many fights is allowed now in hockey? They have some limits per season, right?
Yeah, there's actually if you can fight one, like every player can fight one if they want, and if they fight twice, they get out of the game.
Right now it's out of the game. So yeah, and there is one question to compare hockey and MMA when it comes to strength and conditioning aspect. Sorry, I have some allergy. I'm negative
No
to
problem.
COVID, thanks God, but I have some allergy, and
Me too.
it
Me
flowers,
too.
and
Yeah,
so
me too. Same thing. The pollen.
yeah. And I wanted to ask you about strength and conditioning aspect.
Yeah.
Hockey, MMA. Which one is harder and why?
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you. I think for sure MMA is harder because it's full body, like it's all the body. It's like when you're wrestling, you're sparring, like you get hit back. It's 10 times harder. But for everything that is the explosion, like everything that is in the legs, hockey for sure, hockey for sure. But all the body MMA, but everything that is the legs, hockey, all the way.
So yeah, and right now getting back to MMA, man,
Yeah.
we missed a lot MMA, every one of
Oh,
us. So you say situation is kind of slowly getting back to normal. Earlier, one day in your life was like, let's wait for this to finish. Right now, how does one day of your life look like at the moment?
right now I get up. I spend some time with my family because I am a dad since 2 months. I have a baby son since 2 months. So thank you. So I wake up. I spend some time with my family, and then I go to the gym for 2 hours, and then I try to maybe get a little bit of work or just do anything I can to see like study fights and just be ready when it's gonna be back. Anything, like even if Dana White needs a fighter on Fight Islands, I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna go, man. I don't care against anyone. I just want to fight, and I just want to be ready when it's time because I know that when it's gonna come back, they're gonna need fighters. They're gonna need guys that are ready, and I'm gonna be one of those guys. That's my goal. And right now, I cannot focus on all the negativity of the COVID-19 and everything. I can only focus on me, myself, and getting better as a person, as a martial artist, and just you know, the life's continue. The life is gonna get back to normal one day. Yeah, I'm sure. So you just gotta be ready when it happens, and you have to try to always grow, no matter what's happening around you. You have to focus on yourself and grow as a person. And I think that's the best thing to evolve in life.
How did your life change? You said you got a baby, so before and after, did it change a lot, or it's kind of alright? I got used to it, and
Honestly, I'm gonna tell you, it changed for the better. Um, I feel like I have a way more. It's hard to say, but a confidence in myself. It's like I'm a dad. I want my son to be. It's like I have a purpose in life. I don't know if I explain it right, but I want my son to look like when he's older and say, "Wow, my dad was in the UFC," or "My dad was in Bellator. My dad did this. My dad is Julien Leblanc, is the MMA fighter." Like like last time we talked, I told you about all my fourth last fight that got canceled, and for real, I was thinking about maybe okay, like maybe like life sometimes it doesn't want you to do this. But when my son was born, all those negative thoughts they went away, and I was like, hey, I know I can be in the UFC. I have the talent to be in the UFC. I'm good enough to be in the UFC, and I'm gonna be in the UFC. And that's it. I don't think about anything else right now. So yeah, honestly it's the best thing that never happened to me, my son, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, there is only one problem with that because I don't know whether they will hold Dana White Contender Series. I think only UFC is going to push.
I
And
don't
what do you
think they're
think?
gonna do it. I don't think they're gonna do it this year. But if we're lucky, they may be gonna do it like in December. You know, like if I think maybe they're gonna when they're gonna have the chance to do it, they're gonna do it. You know, because right now, like no one fought mostly in 2020. So for all the prospects and everything is like it's jammed. You know, so I think there needs to be fights before they get back with contender, or maybe if they start back contender, you can trust me. I'll make sure I'm on it because, like I said, I'm ready and I know I'm good enough to go there and win. But I think maybe it's not this year. Yeah.
Well, yeah, if you got an invitation for any promotion, that's a great thing. Absolutely great thing. And about the last time, I forgot to tell you. When I brought the first Canadian guy, they were like, some trolls blocked me on Instagram. It was so fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
Wow.
was rolling out of laughing. They were like saying no, 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 and when it happened, they blocked me on Instagram.
Wow. Because they were pissed or what?
Yes, they were pissed because they were thinking it's impossible. In my
Yeah.
country, they believe Canada has very, very big restrictions towards such things, which is. I mean, I know you guys are open-minded, but they say, all right, USA, Britain, and so on, but they believe it's very hard to reach Canadian guys.
It's not true. We are very cool, very kind, and we always there to talk. And me, I love everyone. We're all the same humans. I don't care if what color you are. I don't care what country you are. We're all the same. So it doesn't matter to me, man. I want to love everyone, and that's it. Except the guys I'm fighting, of course.
Of course, I love every sport, every fighter, but that's basically me. I don't look nationality and such things. You know what I look? When the guy enters the cage, I'm looking what happens. For example, when I go with live commentary, because I'm doing it for one of my bosses, I'm doing it on my YouTube channel, but they share it or whatever they do. And
Yeah.
whenever I do it, I have never said anything against any fighter. I'm just like, the guy has entered, that's going on, that's in the cage, and that's the only thing that interests me.
I think this is a very good thing, sir. Honestly, and it's the best way to be a good, like a good fan, because you never know like what it takes to go in the cage until you go in the cage, and you cannot understand what it takes. So you gotta, no matter who is going in the cage, no matter if it's a guy or a girl, whatever, you gotta respect for what they're doing because it's really hard to go and fight in front of people. You can get killed. Like you see yesterday, it's name I forgot his name. The guy that lost the main event, Anthony Smith. He
Anthony
lost two
Smith
teeth.
lost to Glover Teixeira.
Yeah, he lost two teeth. He broke his nose, broke his eye. So, he, yes, he lost, but he gave everything. You cannot take this away from him. Like like people that say this morning, oh, he wasn't good. Blah blah. Well, go and try, man. Go and try, and you'll see it's not easy at all. So,
That's the problem among MMA journalists, one of the global problems, because 95% of them don't even know how to clench a fist. And I was fighting. I mean, I was fighting in Taekwondo, I was fighting in kickboxing, I was
yeah,
even fighting some good names. I was better, I was fighting, and I know how it feels. But you don't
yeah,
have to explain that to me because I know. But when you explain that to
exactly.
someone, oh yeah, I've seen the microphone for the first time. I'm a journalist. Oh yeah, hell yeah, man. You don't know how it is.
100%, brother. 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and could you do me one another favor? We can try with one more word.
Now don't stash me.
Well done, well done. You said it from the first one. I mean, I see now why English is so good, man.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. I'm trying to get better every time we're gonna talk, brother.
Yeah, no problem. I hope they will link some Canadian fighters for the UFC because Ike Villanueva got a chance to fight early on.
Yeah,
The first guy in the prelim, Chase Sherman, was invited to cover up the holes. So
yeah,
I think now they are looking for all the prospects from all around the globe to fulfill
true.
it and to push the UFC to the next level. And you've probably seen there were three new names on this card.
Yeah, true. That is. It's 100%. So that's why, like we said, if I'm gonna talk to my manager, but if I can get my name, even if it's for backup, man, like he called me, hey, you want to fight in 2 days? Let's go, man. Let me know what time is the plane. I'm on the plane. I'm coming to fight. I don't care. Let's go. So this is my goal. I hope I can get a fight, and I feel like it would be amazing after like all my 4 fights canceled. It would be good to have finally a fight, but even if it's not happening this summer, I'll be ready for the fall. Whenever it's, I'm a martial artist, so I train all year long. I don't only train when I have a fight. I train all year long, and I'm gonna train all my life as long as I can. So I just want to be ready anytime. That's it.
Thank you so much for this lovely interview, and I
Thanks so
hope
much,
I will
brother.
see you in the UFC. But unfortunately, the situation is now kind of tricky, so don't get it personally. But I really have no idea what's gonna happen next.
I don't know too, and we just gotta stay positive. And like I said, we have to focus on what we control, and we don't have to focus on what we don't control. And
Yeah,
that's it, man. You have to stay positive and let things go, and I think it's gonna work, man.
yeah.
Thanks so much, brother. And it's always cool to chat with you, man.
All right, no problem. I will publish it probably tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. Right now, I'm not home. I had to travel, had some
No,
obligations, but I will let you know. I will send it to you.
perfect. Let me know and I'll share it. Thank you
No
so much.
problem. Thank you so much, Julian. Have a great
Have a
day.
good day.